Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test account and we have a brand new code that I'm going to actually pop over here on the test server. Now, of course, to redeem this, you have to go to AFK Arenas or Lilith's redemption site. But on the test server, we just dropped the redemption codes right in here. And that is the redemption code. I'll put it on the screen. B6TUZ. 7UTXN is the code right there. That is going to yield you, of course, another 1,000 diamonds, a little bit of resources. So overall, pretty good with the codes that we're getting. I know they're smaller codes, but you're still getting some good resources out of there. Now, and today we want to look at the signature swap. Now, we had a lot of questions about this. Signature item swap, the event ends in 24 days, which means it's going to be pretty short-lived, which kind of sucks because depending on how many heroes you want to swap and depending on the release of the new heroes, because essentially, if the point of AFK Arena that you're at right now, that a majority of heroes that you have already built already have the signature items built, they're not doing a reset, which again, kind of a thumbs down right there, but I wish it was a reset. That way we could just get the resources back, building those heroes to the 35 and the plus 40 signature item if we wanted to build them, because of course, this is just a swap for swap. Now, a lot of players also questioned, who could we swap? How could we swap? Where would it really look at? So looking here, it seems like we can literally pick any other heroes because a lot of players were also saying that we could only swap 4 primary factions. You cannot swap between 4 factions in Celestial Hypo, nor between Awakened heroes. So again, they're not doing a reset in here, which I do not like. Select the hero you would like to swap. So let's see if we swap. See, and it's not going to let us. So let's see. So if we swap from, there we go, from Eins, it is only giving us those dimensional heroes. And it looks like we do have Celestials and Hypos in there. Again, so, and then I wonder what the Awakened heroes look like. I'm wondering if I have any signature item Awakened heroes on this. Again, test account, I don't really play at all. But thinking regular 4 factions, who are they going to let me swap? Regular factions. So it is limited. Wow. That really does kind of suck because again, if you're looking, the 4 factions are going to be locked to the 4 factions. Celestial Hypo are going to be kind of lumped in with our dimensionals, and then nor between Awakened heroes. So they really limited this thing. Let me run through this. So this is going to unlock, of course, 1540. You can go ahead and swap signature item level to swap their signature item level. Only heroes who have reached the mythic tier to unlock the signature item can be swapped. So if you got someone that you're building, you might want to hold off during these 24 days, getting them to mythic, swapping that 30 signature item would kind of make sense in here. Swap attempts are gradually unlocked during the event for a total of 4 times. Unused attempts will not be reset until the end of the event. So you are going to get 4. So they're going to do 4 swaps through, I believe, the next 20 plus days. Unused swaps will be cleared at the end of the event. Please use them in time. The event portal closes automatically once all swaps are used during the event. Some systems and gameplay will refresh the swap hero status in real time, which include but are not limited to the following: the Abyssal Aid, Soul Fusion, Temple Rift, LC Tournament, etc. So again, I'm a little bit disappointed again that we didn't get to see a reset in here. That literally it is just a specific swap. So even looking there in Frampton, again, it's going to allow us to hit up those dims, the Celestials and the Hypos, but nor between Awakened heroes. So we can't even upgrade an Awakened hero with the plus 30 signature item is what I'm assuming for the swap itself. So again, that's pretty sad to see that we do have that going on, that we're not going to be able to swap between there. Now, we also do have the honorable honoring, our offerings that are up. I believe it's going to be a couple more days before we do see this up on global. Now, this, of course, is just a log-in event. Now, if you don't log in during the event time, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to claim this chest. This is the one we're looking for to get the cores out of there and also those red shards. And the other events we have going up, of course, the Lingering Aroma is almost done. Heroes of Espria is still up. Temple Rift is up. And then, of course, the new heroes. Now, these are coming up on global on Tuesday. We'll see the patch notes on Monday. We'll see them actually come up on Tuesday. We tested them out a little bit. They're in overall not too impressed. Now, the big thing that I did want to note with them, let's go ahead and pull them up, and I'll show you what a lot of players have been kind of talking about in different avenues, is looking at these heroes. So overall, it seems utility-wise, not a ton. Crowd control, not super crowd control heavy. Survivability, not super well with survivability, which means we're going to find kind of the niche. And a lot of players have been talking about this, the signature item right here. So this is the big one. So Adrian and Elise deal 20% more damage to enemies in the back line of the enemy battlefield. So now we know crowd control that this hero provides knocks them to the back of the battlefield, allowing this hero to do 20% more damage. So after dealing damage to the enemies in the back line, the erosion is increased for this hero and this hero specifically. They deal 60% more damage to the enemies in the back line. Now, of course, that is Adrian and Elise dealing now 60% more damage to enemies in the back line of the battlefield. This effect also applies to allied heroes in the back of the enemy battlefield, which of course applies to allied heroes in the back. So if they're doing invade, again, this is going to make a big difference with the 60, but then the plus 40 signature item. And this is where so many players are saying when it comes to the Curse Realm and the Nightmare Corridor, this is going to be an absolute requirement because with the plus 40 signature item right here, this effect applies to all allied heroes. That means they no longer have to be in the, it's not only tied to just being Adrian and Elise, but it is also not tied to just the heroes on the enemies or the allied backside, meaning that the invade part of it on the enemy side of the battlefield. But now it will simply work for everybody, which again, when you think of a lot of different game modes, this is going to be the effect where players are building this hero up to. And I feel like this is honestly a big kind of leverage pull for whales if you really think about it. And again, a lot of comments that I've kind of seen is a lot of players are going to have to build this to the 40 to be very competitive. I'm sure, again, kind of being in niche formations to maximize the damage that are there. Because again, if you have one boss that is staying in the back row, the ability to do 60% more damage to that enemy is just going to be devastating when you're running this hero, which of course means the hero has to be built out a little bit. Then you also will have to get the signature item. Now the question is, and again, I don't know the answer to this one, maybe you do, but a lot of players were also questioning that if this effect goes to all allied heroes, I'm pretty sure that even if they die, so again, thinking of just getting the hero built up to Mythic, getting the signature item, taking that signature item to 40, if the hero dies, are we still going to have the ability, or does that damage boost stay in effect? I'm assuming that it did. And it's funny because even thinking about heroes that once upon a time that kind of had similar to the same when they did more damage, throwed enemies receive 80% more damage for 10 seconds. They're giving 60% damage to every enemy, which again, this is once upon a time where everyone ran Warwick, and Warwick was just a monster when it came to bosses. Was this one now, of course, because of the power creep, seems like not really there anymore, but now we're doing the 60% boost to everybody right here. And now we're stacking and just extrapolating the stats that we do have on there, which is kind of crazy. So a lot of stuff going on with the test server right now. Again, signature swap, a little bit disappointed with that. We got the new code that is coming up. And of course, the heroes are coming up on Tuesday. So, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.